Good morning, Karen. You can leave your camera off at the moment if you like, but we should probably test your sound. Oh, there you are.
Hi, Kimberly.
Good morning. No technical difficulties today. Yay! Okay, I'm going to take a look down our list of panelists for the morning. I want to maybe do some sound checks. Let's see here. We have Jeff Okrepke this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
And then we have Karen Weeks, who we already said hi to. We have Jesus McKeague. Can you check your sound, Jesus?
There we go. I could not unmute, but here I am. Good morning.
Okay, good morning. And then Kristen A.
Kimberly, are we going to be ready to go at 9, do you think?
I think so. Yeah, we've got our feed all set up. The YouTube feed is all set up. We should be fine. Laura, can we test your sound for a moment?
Good morning.
Good morning. And then Kristen A, she might have been distracted for a moment, but let's go ahead and see if Kristen A can test her sound. Karen, I'm going to go ahead and take this opening slide down. I'm going to put the agenda up so everybody can see that.
Okay, and then are we ready to go, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. Hopefully
Okay.
Kristen A will.
Oh, there she is.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay.
Okay,
Go ahead and grab
so with that, I will, if everybody's ready, I will go ahead and call the August 18th meeting of the Subdivision Committee of the City of Santa Rosa to order. And I'd like to make the following statement. Due to the provisions of the governor's executive orders N-25, N-25-20 and N-29-20, which suspend certain requirements of the Brown Act, the Subdivision Committee will be conducting today's meetings in a virtual setting using Zoom webinar. The committee chair and staff are participating from remote locations and are practicing appropriate social distancing. Members of the public may view and listen to the meeting as noted on the city's website and as noted on the agenda. Members of the public wishing to speak during public comment or during our public hearing items will be able to do so by raising their hand in the Zoom meeting and will be given the ability to address the committee. And I would also like to introduce Commissioner Jeff Okrepke, who will be taking over as chair of the Subdivision Committee with the next meeting. So with that, I will go ahead and open the public comment period, this meeting. This is for items that are not on the agenda today. And if you wish to make a comment, please choose the raised hand feature on Zoom and make sure to unmute yourself when you're invited to do so. If you're dialing in via telephone, please dial *9 to raise your hand. Do we see anybody?
I don't see any.
Okay. So with that, I will go ahead and close the public hearing. I mean, the public comment period, sorry. And then we'll move on to 3.1, public hearing, 613 Olive Street, Santa Rosa, 95407. And Ms. Tumians will provide the overview.
Thank you, Chair Weeks and members of the Subdivision Committee. This is Olive Commons. It's a minor tentative map at 613 Olive Street. The project has an approved minor use permit to allow for a small lot subdivision, which will allow the division of one lot into 2 lots and a remainder in order to develop 2 single-family attached units. The zoning administrator approved that minor use permit. Here is the project site. It's a fairly long lot in the R318 zoning district. Plan designation is medium density residential. And as you can see, there's a mixture of housing types around the project site. It's also in the Roseland specific plan area. And that small lot provision, it's allowed in the multifamily residential district, and that's why the zoning administrator approved the small lot subdivision. And so the applicant is now asking for the subdivision committee to approve the tentative map. Here is the site plan showing Olive Street on the right side of your screen. That front piece where the parking area is the remainder. It will be used for parking for the units and for guest parking. And then the 2 residential attached units are shown towards the left side of your screen. Here is the plot plan for the tentative map. As you can see, you have lot 1, lot 2, those would be the single family attached units, and parcel A would be the remainder for common area for parking. The proposed subdivision is exempt from CEQA because it's urban infill, and it's also consistent with the Roseland specific plan. And staff has received the Exhibit A from engineering, and my understanding is both planning and engineering are agreeable to the conditions. And because of that, the Planning and Economic Development Department recommends that the subdivision committee approve the tentative map. Staff is available for any comments or questions you may have.
Thank you. That's pretty straightforward. Mr. McKee or Ms. Pons, do you have anything you'd like to add to this?
Hello. I would just wanted to add one small item, and that's that instead of a remainder parcel, it's actually a common area parcel in the front there. It's a small technicality that probably I'm the only one that noticed, but just wanted to make that small clarification. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ms. Pons, do you have any?
I do not, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Do the applicants have any comments? Do you know, Ms. Tumins? I think they are here.
They're available. Yeah, Mike Robertson, okay. The engineer, has his hand raised.
Okay. Mr. Robertson, if you could just state your name for the record and who you're with, that would be great.
Good morning. I'm Mike Robertson, project engineer for Olive Commons. Are you able to hear me okay?
Yes, we are.
I'm not sure why my video isn't coming across, but it is on. I also, Jesus, did pick up on the issue, on the comment about not being a remainder that has a different implication on subdivisions and the common area. I just wanted to make one additional comment. We certainly have no problems with the conditions of approval that have been established, but on the exhibit that Christine put up initially, it showed a little sort of a little eyeball landscape area right in the front middle behind the sidewalk. And that was an original plan that did get modified as a result of referring this over to the fire department. That was going to be a complication with a landscape that wouldn't allow the fire truck to enter into the property sufficient to pull their 150-foot hose length to the back of the back unit. So they asked that we eliminate that, and we had filed, I think it was last February, a revised tentative map that eliminated that little circular or half circle that was intended to be a landscape strip in order to meet the fire safety requirements. And fire did confirm back to engineering that they were satisfied with that. And I think Jesus included that in one of the conditions that they had acknowledged that. So just a clarification for the committee.
Thank you, Mr. Robertson. Yes, I believe that is condition 66. Is that correct?
Let me double check that. I
Mr.
think you're
McKee?
probably right.
Sorry again, fumbling.
That is
the
correct.
mute. That is correct.
Okay, great. Thank you very much, Mr. Robertson. Okay, so with that, if there are, I will go ahead and open the public hearing on this item. If there's anybody who would like to speak on this item, please raise your hand in Zoom and make sure to unmute yourself when asked to do so. If you're dialing in via telephone, please dial *9 to raise your hand. Doesn't look like there's anybody, so I will go ahead and close the public hearing on this item. Ms. Hopwood, did we receive any public comments?
I didn't receive any, and we can check with Kristen A to see if she received any also.
Ms. Tumians, did we receive any public comment?
Yes, so under attachments, there was public correspondence. And this was sent when it was going to the zoning administrator for
Okay.
the small lot subdivision.
So nothing on this item that we're
No.
seeing today. Okay,
No.
great, thank you. So with that, we'll go ahead and call for a vote on this. Mr. McKee?
I vote aye.
Ms. Tumians?
I vote aye.
And I vote aye. So that passes with 3 ayes. And then we'll move on to the next item, which is also a public hearing, item 3.2. It is 1434 Peterson Lane in Santa Rosa. And once again, Ms. Tumians, you're up.
Thank you, Chair Weeks. You may recall that seeing this at Planning Commission several weeks ago. This is 1434 Peterson Lane. They're requesting a parcel map waiver, and the Planning Commission recently voted to recommend by resolution that the City Council rezone this residential lot from R19 to R16 to allow for a future 2-lot minor subdivision, and that would allow the development of a single-family residence on each lot. This is the parcel located on Peterson Lane. And as you can see, there's a mixture of parcel sizes. The zoning district that they requested was compatible with the general plan designation. This parcel map waiver would allow them to subdivide the property into 2, and it's contingent on the City Council adopting an ordinance to rezone the property to R16. So if for whatever reason that the City Council fails to adopt that ordinance, they would no longer be eligible for this parcel map waiver if it passes. So if the applicant is successful in securing the rezoning, it would allow for lots at approximately 6,000 square feet. And this is their proposed site plan showing 2 lots over 6,000 square feet with covered parking and accessory dwelling units that are attached to the rear. The project is exempt from CEQA. it's a urban infill, and it's consistent with the general plan. The rezoning is scheduled in September, and once that's secure, the applicant can complete their certificate of compliance to complete the parcel map waiver.
Thank you. Mr. McKeague or Ms. Pons, do you have any comments on this item?
I don't.
Thank you.
Mhm.
I believe the applicant is here. I'm not sure if he has any questions or comments that he'd like to make. If you do, Mr. Egert, if you could raise your hand via Zoom. Okay, there I see it.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Thank you, Mr. Egert.
Okay. No, I don't have any special comments.
Okay,
you.
thank you. So with that, I will go ahead and open the public hearing on this item. If you wish to make a comment, please choose the raised hand feature on Zoom and make sure to unmute yourself when you're invited to do so. If you're dialing in via telephone, please dial *9 to raise your hand. So, don't see anybody. So with that, I will close the public hearing and bring it back to the committee. Ms. Tumins, could you explain again, and I'm sorry to ask you to do this, how the action that Planning Commission took a couple of weeks ago interacts with this action and why it wasn't all done at once?
So maybe Jesus or Laura could chime in, but it's my understanding that a parcel map waiver process is a lot easier to go through than a tentative map. And the applicant was interested in pursuing a parcel map waiver rather than a tentative map. And when the rezoning is final, it would make the parcel eligible for a parcel map waiver. And I think it's a parcel map waiver process is a lot easier and less expensive and less time consuming. So
Correct. Mhm.
Okay, thank you for that. So with that, unless there are any other comments from the committee, we'll go ahead and do the vote on this item. So Ms. Tumians, how do you vote?
I vote aye.
And Ms. Pons, I think you're on this for a vote.
I vote aye.
Thank you. And I vote aye. So that passes with 3 ayes. And with that, we will go ahead and adjourn the meeting of the subdivision committee until next time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody.